All right. Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us again for another Authors Impact Hub podcast. We are going strong with our author Q&As. I've been partnering with some amazing authors, learning a little bit more about their books and then also about their writing and publishing journey. So tonight we have author Dani Nicole on with us, and I always allow the authors to do their own introduction. I think that you are probably the best person to talk about yourself. So Dani, tell us a little bit about your background, your name, and the title of your book.
Okay, I sure will. First, thank you for having me and letting me share on this platform. I really appreciate it. As a new author, this is exciting in a good way for me to get my name out there. So thank you,
Yeah.
first of all. And so I am Dani Nicole, but my government name, as people would say, my real name is Danielle Hall. So people have asked, why Dani Nicole? I get that all the time. And so I actually have a cousin named Daniel Hall, like a younger cousin. So that's one reason why I didn't go with Daniel Hall. Because I don't want people to be like, hey, I just was like, what if they start associating her with me?
Right.
As I got a little more famous. I
Yes.
know I am Daniel Hall.
Yes, that is so cool. I love that. And you know what? Because you're probably inspiring her to write as well. So she would have to come up with her own unique
I,
writing name,
yes,
author name
that's
too. Yes,
right.
I love that.
So that's why I said, oh no, I got to change it. So that's how I said, I'll do Dani Nicole. That's going to be the author name. So it won't be no questions. I am the author, right?
Yes.
You
Don't
can't
get
be
it
stealing my name.
confused. It's me.
So that's why I came with that. I am originally from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And so now I reside in Charlotte, North Carolina. I've been here 5 years and I love it. I love it here. Um, I came because of the weather, for one.
Okay.
Um, no snow. I don't have to see another piece of snow drop, drip of snow ever. I'm
Yeah.
okay. I don't know why I didn't leave sooner, but
It's
hey,
a lot of snow there, I'm sure.
oh my goodness. I can't even, we'll be here all day. So we can't, no more snow. No, I don't want to look at snow on TV. I'd be like, oh no, turn it, right?
Yes, I
So
love
no
that.
snow. So Entangled with Deceit is my first novel as a new author. I'm excited. I'm kind of nervous at the same time because I wrote the book in 2017
Okay.
and it was finally published in 2024. And so, it's still, I don't want to say, I mean, it's still a work in progress, I guess, as far as just getting noticed
Yeah.
and getting it, out there as a new author,
Okay.
getting my name known. So platforms like these, I really appreciate,
That.
um, because I'm new and I've learned a lot over the past year. I tell you, I just thought I could write it and get it
and
out there, right?
and sell it, right? A lot of authors think that though, honestly, you are not the only one. A lot of authors think that, but it's a lot of work that goes into the background of like
Yes.
identifying who is my target audience with this
Oh,
and then
wow.
reaching your audience. So we'll definitely jump into a little bit of that tonight.
That's
So
huge.
yeah, so how has the journey or your journey from moving from one state to another influenced your writing at all, if it did at all?
Yes, I would say so. Moving from one state to another, like that was a big risk or just a big journey for me because
Yeah.
I've always wanted to move, but it just I'm not a big risk taker. I'm kind of just like to be comfortable like where I'm at, but I want to do it. But it
Right.
just was, I guess you could say I was really kind of scared, and then
Okay.
all my family's in Milwaukee, like so everybody was there,
Yes.
and it was a big move, but when I did it, I was glad I did it, and then I felt like okay, I can do the book, like that risk. kind of made helped me do the book. Like I
Yeah.
was like, okay, I
I
can
took
do it.
one step out of my comfort zone. I could take 10 more, right? That's how it
Exactly.
feels. Yes, I love that.
That's what happened. I was like, oh, I can do it now. I left one whole state and like went to somewhere new. I can
Right.
do the book. Like let's do it, right? Let's take this journey now and let's work on this book. And that's what I did. And here I am,
Yes.
um, halfway into the year, and I'm still moving right along. So
Yes.
definitely,
Awesome. Well, here
yes.
we are, and congratulations on your first published novel. So,
Thank you.
Tangled with Deceit is a fiction, an urban fiction novel. So, what inspired the story behind the book?
So the inspiration, honestly, it came from some past experiences
Okay.
that I've experienced and that I seen over the years as a young woman, as a young single woman, looking for love and dating. So just taking all that of what I've experienced, what I've seen, and that's kind of how I created the characters in the novel and who they are now. And but it was challenging, because I really had to dig deep and kind
Yeah.
of find the voice of the characters as well,
Okay.
um, to bring it out, to be a little more descriptive. That was kind of a challenge too, to get the
Okay.
voice out
Okay.
of those characters. Yeah, that was kind of difficult. That was
Uh,
a hard part.
So I think with fiction, right? So I write a different genre of books. I write more like motivational, self-help, nonfiction books.
Hmm.
But I always wanted to jump into like fiction because I love a good thriller, right? So I know that one day, I don't know when, but one day I'm going to follow in your footsteps and
Oh, stop.
finally write the fiction books that I have,
Hmm.
little notes like, okay, this is going to be a storyline, so I just need to do it. But can you give us a brief overview of your book, what readers can expect from it, and then how, like, what was the process like with identifying the characters, and how did that feel for you?
Yeah, so the readers can expect, well, they can expect some twists and turns. I'm going to tell you now. the so originally, let me tell you this. Originally, the book was going to be called Heat and Deceit.
Okay. Oh,
That was
let's
going to be the first. That was going to be the title initially. Um, but the first editor, when I got my first edit through Amazon, it was changed to Entangled with Deceit. And I
mm,
said, oh, I
okay.
like it. So
Okay.
I stayed with that. I was like, okay,
Okay.
that's it. That's the title. And so that's stuck. I was like, let me get the copyright, let me get the rights to
Yeah.
this. But first I looked it up. I said, let me make sure.
Yeah.
And no one had that. I
Okay.
saw Web of Deceit, Entanglement, like I saw it. So that was it. I was like, okay. I haven't seen it in any movies or anything like that.
Right.
And so I got that. And so the readers can expect some twists, some turns, some drama. I'm going to tell you that.
Okay.
Of course, the entanglement, some heartbreak. Because Victoria is finding love. She thinks she's found like the man of her dreams, right? I mean, as a woman or as a man or woman, when you're looking for love, you're like, this is it. Okay,
Yes.
he's
Yeah.
the one. She's the one. Yes. Okay, hit the jackpot.
Right.
Everything is going great, and then things begin to unravel, and then you're seeing things with your own eyes, but you're like, no, this can't be true, right?
Right. Try to ignore the red flags, right?
Yes, you see it, like you're seeing it, but you're like, no, like this can't
Right.
be true. And so that's what Victoria is experiencing,
Okay.
and it's just going to just start spiraling, and she's in love, like she's falling in love, and she's missing the red flags, and she's got a best friend who's like, hey girl,
Yeah.
you are blind, like I know he fine, but but you are blind. And so you're gonna I've got people right now who read it and were like, why didn't you tell me? I'm not telling you. I can't tell you these things. You got to read it. So I think the readers are going to really be surprised, which that's what I wanted.
Okay.
And I'm like, I did my job then. Like
Yeah.
when they come to me and say, oh, why you didn't? Okay, then
Yeah. And
that's
then
what I
it's like
wanted.
it makes you want a part two, right? It makes you like,
Yes.
okay, what is happening after this? So I love that's why I say I love books like that.
Mm-hmm.
I know in the genre that I write, it's like, okay, you stick with the self-help, motivational, like the Christian, and that's okay. It honestly, we need all of those things to like pour into us. But when you love to read, you like to read different genres of books
Yes.
too, and that's one
Yes.
of those genres that I do love. It like gives your mind a break from like constantly planning, you know.
Yes.
So I love
Yes.
books like that where I can sit with a cup of coffee, like, oh my gosh, I
Yes.
can't wait for
Mm-hmm.
part two. This is so good. And then you can see it like you're watching a movie, except you're reading.
Absolutely.
I love books like that. Yeah.
That's what you're gonna get. You're gonna get that visualization, like
Yeah.
page by page of what's going on, and you're gonna be like, oh my God, like what's next?
Right.
And so
Awesome.
that's what I wanted. And then you're gonna be like, then yeah, no, you do.
I have to send you a message like, Danielle, all right, come on, let's talk about
Yep.
this.
I
Yes.
want you to, yep, that's what I got
You
too.
will
I
go
was
from
like,
being Dani Nicole to Danielle real quick, right?
that's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna tell you right now.
Yes, I love that. So, what was your writing process like for the novel? Of course, did you face any challenges and how did you overcome those challenges?
So the writing process first, it was kind of like at first it was like freestyle. So like in 2017, like I said, I wrote it back then, and then when I picked it back up, I was like, oh, it's a lot going on, because it had sat right for
Okay.
that long period of time, and so when I sent it for the first edit, and then when I got it back, I was like, oh, I really got a lot to work on. Like I really didn't realize that I had a lot to do, and
Sure.
so I began to follow book communities like on Facebook, a lot of people, and I ran across someone who had an outline, and
Okay.
she sent me a free outline, and actually the outline helped me put things in order
Yes.
because I really didn't realize there were some things that were really out of order.
Okay.
Um, and so that really helped me a lot, the outline for sure. But it
Definitely.
still was challenging. I thought the outline, so when I got the outline, I was like, okay, bam, like this is gonna help. I mean, which it did help, but I really had to dig deep and really like organize and get my protagonist. And I really had to have my
Yeah.
main character. So like I said in the beginning, I really thought I could just write and like be done.
Mm-mm.
No, ma'am. I was I was rewriting and rewriting
Yes.
and pulling stuff out and putting stuff in and moving the chapter here. Yeah, it was very challenging, but I gave myself like a little bit of time each day.
Okay.
That's how I helped because I did like in school. Like if I had a challenging project, I tried to break it down each day and maybe take an hour a day and do a little bit instead of trying to cram it.
That's smart to do. Yeah.
Yeah, so that helped because I had a full-time job still.
Right.
And I said I got to get some sleep. So
Yeah.
I got a full-time job. I got to get some sleep.
Yeah.
I got a 12-year-old, a whole relationship,
Mm-hmm.
but I want to do the book. So I gave myself like on a weekday, I gave myself an hour,
Okay.
minimum, no maximum or minimum. And in the weekend, maybe an hour or two.
Okay.
But I at least touched it an hour a day.
Yes. Yes.
And then
That's
that helps. That helps.
definitely, yes. Setting and
Yeah.
using the timeline because you touched on that. So I want to just like highlight how important it is to use a timeline, right? Even in a fiction book, you can use a timeline.
Yes. I
So I
had
think
to.
it helps you organize your thoughts, but then even down to, okay, I'm giving myself this amount of time every
Yeah.
single day.
Yes.
Dedicate yourself to finishing this project. Like we do
Yes.
dedicate ourselves to so many other things. So it's like, I want
Right.
to do this for me. So you have to make sure that you put that time to the side. So it's very good and wise for you to do that.
I had to.
I
I
encourage
had
my
to.
clients, listen, if it's 10, 15, 30 minutes,
Yeah.
an hour, figure out what works best for you. Let's take a look at your schedule. And this
Right.
is your time to write so that you don't essentially like marry the project and you never get it done. Right?
Right. And that's what was happening in the beginning, because I was like, okay, wait, I gotta like cut down some time. Like I
Yeah.
gotta have time for me, and
Right.
then just give myself a break. So do an hour, at least try to do an hour a day, and
Yes.
then go to bed, and then stop. Just stop, and it'll be there.
Pick it back up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Well, that's good. Well, you reached your goal, you set goals and you set them. So I love that and very encouraged by it too. I think a lot of our
Well,
listeners
thank you.
will be as
Thank you.
well.
I appreciate that.
Yes. So were there any particular scenes or characters in the book that hold a special meaning to you?
Well, I would have to say Victoria, because she's a single woman, being a single woman, um, and looking for love, at being younger in my younger days,
Okay.
and just trying to find the right, man, the right guy. Even because someone I think at work was like, Danielle, is that you? And I'm not. It's not me. I mean, it's fiction, but I can relate. Like when I read books, I try to find a character I can relate to.
Right.
And so even though it's a fiction novel, I mean, she's a single woman, like, or is she single? Even if a male is reading it, it's a single
Right.
person trying to find love. And I would hope any you could relate to it, even as a single man. You looking for love,
Yeah.
and there's an entanglement, there's betrayal, there's
Hmm.
deceit in the novel. You've had that in a relationship at one time or another, or someone, right?
Right. I was gonna say you might be the best friend pointing out, hey, that's a
You
red
might be you might be Jackie, like,
flag.
girl, I know you see that, I
Right.
know he's fine, but still, you the best friend trying to say, stop, girl.
Right. Yes.
Right, right, absolutely. So I can see Victoria, a lot of Victoria in me,
Okay.
wanting that guy to be the guy, and then you're like, oh, he's not. How can
Yeah.
he do this to me? All we've been through, even
Mm.
if it's 6 months, 2 months, but we've grown a connection, and then you lie to me. Yeah, it's devastating. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And you know what? You can use that in your marketing tactics, right? You can talk about like the things that women or men experience in
Yeah.
dating and use that in your marketing. You can
Okay.
use that. I just, as you were talking, I was like, you really honestly can because you can relate yourself to the character. So imagine how many other readers can
Right.
relate to
Okay.
those characters too. So that's another way that you can really market your book.
Okay.
I wanted
Okay.
to make
Thank
sure
you.
I point that out to you. Yes. All right, so how important is it for you to represent real life issues and experiences in your writing, especially in urban fiction genre? And I think you touched on that just a little bit already.
It's very important. So, because as I was writing, and even so thinking now, because as I wrote the novel, but as I was thinking, so sometimes I'm thinking, like, should I have written it as nonfiction so I could be more relatable? Because sometimes I think maybe my fiction, maybe it's not relatable. That's just me just thinking sometimes maybe maybe it's not. But when you said now, it's kind of marketable because
Yes.
I mean, it's still dealing with a relationship, right?
Right.
Even though it's fiction, and people can still relate. Like, thought she had a relationship with the guy. There was betrayal. There was deceit. Like,
Yes.
people go to that all the time. How many times do we hear on TV or a celebrity
Exactly. Yes.
that's going through a
Right.
betrayal or deceit, right? Like in a relationship. And so, like, that's very relatable, even with the book. Now that I'm thinking about it, and it's like, oh wow, it
Hmm.
it, it really is.
Yeah.
As I think more and more about it, it's like everyday life. Like who
Definitely.
hasn't
Definitely.
dealt, no matter what age you are, no matter where you come from,
Yeah,
there's always something going on in someone's life with the relationship, like
definitely.
every day.
Always, every single day. So you can even take like the best friend character and say, hey, these
Mhm.
are the red flags you need to watch out for.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's so much that you can do like marketing wise to reach different readers because one character might be intended for a certain group of people, and then one
Right.
character
Right.
might be for another group of people. So you have a lot that you can do with this. So that's
I'm
definitely
gonna have to,
exciting.
yeah, I'm gonna have to really, uh, I like that. I'm gonna
Yeah,
have to really think that through and, yeah, take,
definitely.
break that down.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never thought of it like that.
Yes, ma'am. Well, I'm
Huh.
glad I could point that out, right?
Yeah.
I'm here to support always, right? So what
Yes,
was your
yes.
experience like with publishing? What route did you go through publishing?
So that was the tough thing. So that was the toughest, I think the toughest part. Once I got it proofread and the editing, like I think I had it proofread, like edit, I think it went through editing like 3 times. I
Yeah.
think oh my, man, I,
Yes.
proofreading was like twice, I think. Oh my God, I think I said Lord, but I mean, I learned a lot. When I tell you, it was crazy. Uh, I finally decided to go with traditional. I was going to do self publishing,
Okay.
but so I went with Black Gold Publishing
Okay.
because Tahara was the young lady. So her publishing company is Black owned. Like she started herself, and I think it's 6 years in. And
Awesome.
she was very personable, and that's what won me over
Yeah.
because she did my last editing and proofreading.
Okay.
And I was talking to her about it, and she said, Danielle, now no, she did my last proofreading. She said, no, we've been proofreading your book. We know your book. We know you. We'll just publish it.
Mhm.
Like I've been working with her, and I was like, oh yeah. It's like she knew the book.
Yeah.
Like we would have a conversation, and she had a proofreader go through it, and we did all that together. And she was like, we know each other. Like we've been conversating for the last couple of weeks or a month, I think, or two. And so I'll send you the contract and everything. But she was very personable. She was like a friend.
Yeah.
Like the first 15 minutes of our meeting, we were laughing and talking about everyday life before we even got to what was going on with the edits or
Right.
proofreading, right?
Okay.
And so that's why I decided to go with traditional publishing
Okay.
for one. And then for two, I was new and I said, I need to get my name out there. And I figured as a new author,
Yeah.
that would be the best route to
Yeah.
go with the traditional and be known a little bit more. And maybe the second or third time around, maybe I'll self-publish, but I wanted to get my name out there. And if I'm behind the publishing, I just felt like for me, that would help.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they'll help push
Yeah.
it. Definitely.
Yeah.
And that's good that you can, have that connection with your publisher too. That's important, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
That
go
was very important.
yeah, so going through so like through the writing, you wrote this book back in 2017, then you had to go through and kind of maybe do like some rewrites, and then you went through
Yeah.
publishing, and then now you're in the marketing stage of it. What advice would you give to other authors looking to write and publish their first book?
Have a budget.
Yes.
Have a budget. I didn't realize how important that was as well to have a budget. Even if you decide to do like publishing, self-publishing or
Yes.
traditional, whatever path, you have to have a budget because everything's going to cost. Even if, um, like my book cover, like I went through Fiverr for some things, like my
Hmm.
book trailer and my book cover, which
Sure.
which were not expensive at all, but I still had to pay some money.
Right. Yeah.
It wasn't thousands or hundreds of dollars. It was maybe $50, but I still had to pay some money.
Right. There's out of
And
pocket
I
expense.
never factored in a budget. I still
Yeah.
had to pay some money. So definitely you need a budget.
Okay.
Yeah, that's first and foremost, because you're gonna have to pay your copyright.
Yes.
That's not free.
Right.
So you're gonna have to pay some money.
Yes.
You definitely need a budget first and foremost.
Definitely. And that goes across the board
Mm-hmm.
with the publishing, with the
Mm-hmm.
marketing, right?
Yes.
Have a monthly marketing budget.
Yes. Yes.
You have to, what do they say? You have to spend some money to make money. And that
Yes.
is very true. You're
That
gonna
is
spend
so
some money.
true. I
But
was
if you
like,
work it, you'll get a
yeah,
return on your investment
right,
if you show
right.
up and you work it,
Because
definitely.
that was tough because I had to literally, like, I was each paycheck I was like, oh, I need a book cover. Okay, so I can take out $50. I was researching everything, and then I was like, okay, I can afford. Okay, so this paycheck I can do this for the book cover, and then this
Right,
paycheck. But if I would have had a budget set aside,
right.
I wouldn't have had to go that route. I could have just said, okay, I got, let's say, $500, right?
Mhm.
And then that 500, I would have known would have been just for the book promotion or marketing. And I
Right.
wouldn't have to go that route. I could just take out of my pool of money because that was set aside.
Yeah. But
So I know that. Yeah.
for the next time, I'm sure that this won't
Yeah.
be the last book. I'm
No, no,
sure.
ma'am.
Yes.
No.
So tell us, are there any upcoming projects or plans for future books that you can share with us?
So, well, there is, so with you, I will be co-authoring
Yeah.
the, is it
Moments
moms,
for
Mom,
Moms 3. I'm excited about that too.
yes, moments for moms.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I am really excited about sharing my journey as a mom because I have 3 children. So I'm excited. I'm excited and I'm kind of nervous because
Okay.
this is like my journey.
Okay.
It's gonna be a new experience to share, like that vulnerability as a
Sure.
mom for me.
Yeah.
So but I'm excited, but I'm also nervous.
That's normal though, right?
I'm
That's normal. It's like I told you, once you take one step out of your comfort zone, you can take 10. So now you're on 10. So now it's time to take 20 more. So you just keep
yes,
stepping out of your
yes,
comfort zone more and
yes.
more.
So I'm really excited about that. So I can't wait. I've been telling my family about that. So I can't wait to do that. And there is going to be a book too for Entangled um, after the co-author project. Then I have time to work on that. So that'll be coming out. And so a lot of the audience wants Jackie and Michael. So if you haven't read the story, those of you who haven't read the book, you have to read it
Yes.
because Jackie and Michael have to have a story I was told.
Okay.
Yeah. So that'll be to come. And I already talked to my publisher about that. So,
Yes.
but I do want to do a thriller. I have a thriller in mind and another suspense
Okay.
down
Okay.
the line too.
Yes.
So,
I feel like once you get that bug, like I can't stop writing now.
mhm.
I can't
Yeah, yeah,
stop publishing now. So you have all these stories and
I
ideas in your
do.
head. So
I
it's
do.
like, okay, I have to make plans to get it out. And you've gone through the process. So now going through it the second, third, fourth time will be a
Yes.
bit easier. You'll know
Yeah.
how to navigate the publishing
Yes.
marketing space a little bit better.
Absolutely. That's the plan. That's
Yes.
the plan.
Awesome. So, Dani Nicole, thank you so much for hanging out and talking about your journey, your book. So, how can we connect with you on social media? And then how can we also support your book and
Yes.
become your readers?
Yes. So I am on Facebook at Dani Nicole and then Dani Nicole, the author. And you can reach me at Instagram at Dani Nicole, the author. I do have a website, www.daninicoletheauthor.com, where I have a blog and I sell some merchandise. But then you can get the book at blackgoldpublishing.com and on Amazon.
Okay.
So get your book, um, leave me a review on Amazon. But
Yes.
you got to get the book so that you can get ready for book two,
Yes.
because it's going to be about Jackie and Michael. So you got to read the book so you can get anticipate book two.
Yes. Well, I'm excited, definitely excited to connect with you on your author journey as you continue to grow. I do appreciate you joining. So I always ask one final question before we.
Yes.
So, what impact do you want your author brand or your books to make on the world?
Ooh, that's a good question. Me? No, no, little me?
Yes.
No. So an impact. Well, I want to tell authors, readers, people, I want them, I want them to follow their dream.
Yeah.
It's not too late. And I want them to stay in their lane though. Like the journey or the path God has given you, like stay that path,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Because I know when I first started, I was trying to follow everybody else. Oh, she did that way. Did I tell you when I started, I had like a whole list, and I was like, oh, I can't
Yeah.
do that. And God was like, I know. Like you gotta do what I've showed you to do,
I
right?
love that. Yes.
And oh, yeah. He was like, stay my path, like stay the
Right.
path that I've given you. So stay the path or purpose that God has given you. Don't be
Yes.
like anybody else, and just keep the faith and just stay your path.
Listen, yes.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Because he didn't tell you to do what everybody else was
No,
doing. He said to do what he told you to do. Right. So you took your list to God, like, I can't do this stuff. And he
he
never
was.
told you to do it.
He said, I know. I didn't tell you to follow all these people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Comparison, what they say, comparison is the thief of joy. So you said
yes.
something very important, right? Stay your path,
Stay your path. Stay your
right?
path.
Write the vision
Yeah,
and make it plain. Let
that's
God
right.
know, God, honestly, God doesn't need us to tell him
No,
what he needs us to do.
right,
He's
right.
gonna let us know. So I love that. I love that you were
Yes,
able to go and get that clarity from him so that you can
yeah,
walk strong and confidently in your
yes.
author brand and continue building it.
Absolutely.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you. I
Um,
appreciate it.
yes, listeners, please, as you listen to this, leave us a review, connect with Dani
Yes,
Nicole on social media, connect with her, subscribe to her blog, and then follow, share, right? Share
yes,
the episode, share it with someone um, who may want to read this amazing book and connect
yes.
with her for more. So we have had an amazing time tonight. Once again, thank you so much for
Thank
joining
you.
us tonight. I have enjoyed learning about your journey. And then thank you, listeners, for tuning in for another episode of the Authors Impact Hub, where authors connect, transform, and inspire. Take care.
Thank you.